I'm Mark Stern, joined by Torie Clarke, author of A Survivor's Guide to Washington, How to Succeed Without Losing Your Soul. Now, Torie, you've had some high-level positions, both in the public and private sector. Your role as the Pentagon as the Assistant Secretary of Defense underneath Donald Rumsfeld is a prime example. Yep. Now, what do you see as some of the secrets of success and some of the pitfalls for being a woman in a quote-unquote man's world?
Yeah, I think quite simply, it's don't think about it too much. And I'm the youngest of 5 girls. And for better or for worse, when my parents woke up one day from their shock and they said they have 5 girls, what the hell do we do with this? They told all of us from the earliest stages, right? Figure out how to take care of yourself. There's nothing you can do you can't do in this world because you happen to be a woman. Just figure out what you want to do and go do it. It never occurred to us that there was anything we couldn't do because we were women. So it never occurred to me I couldn't do this job at the Pentagon because I was a woman. And one of the reasons I went to do it is because I like doing things where there's a certain fear of the unknown, right? So I went to work for John McCain, congressman from Arizona. He was a congressman then. I had never been west of the Mississippi, knew nothing about Arizona. Or I went to work in the U.S. Trade Rep's office. All you do is travel around the world and deal with foreigners and foreign media. And I think I had maybe been to Canada at that point. That was the extent of my global travel. So I like the fear of the unknown. And I think 99% of the time, if you just go into a job and say, what is it we're trying to accomplish here? What's the best way to get it done? And then work incredibly hard, you're going to be successful. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female. That's been my general principle. I do think, and it usually takes me a while to be out of a job, and I get a little bit better perspective. Someone will say, you have no idea what the impact was. For instance, you have no idea the impact of having a woman in a high profile position at the Pentagon at that particular time, 9/11, Afghanistan, Iraq. And I think largely a positive impact. I've had people come to me and say, young women come to me and say, I decided to join the FBI because I saw you doing that. Or I decided to take this chance because I saw you doing that. So I guess there are some positive impacts. But in terms of how to succeed in your job, just do your job. Don't worry so much about who's wearing the pants and who's wearing the dress.
How much do you think the climate has changed for women in, again, I'm using air quotes here,
yeah,
in men's positions from, you know, when you started to today?
It's dramatically since when I came to Washington. In Washington, there were just a small handful of women in senior roles in government or in journalism that you could look at and go, wow, there's a role model. Now, I can't even keep track anymore. I think we're close to 20 women who are senators. We have women who are governors across the country doing very well. We have women in the Supreme Court. We have women who are bureau chiefs and having major roles in news networks. So I think there are plenty of examples of women having very, very successful careers in anywhere they chose, right? And Washington, I think, may be one of the places where it's easier than it is for some other women. Right? I work for a global company now, technology company, and I think it's quite a challenge for women in technology still, because there are just certain kinds of barriers that pop up. But in Washington, with all its faults, it's still a town where if you're willing to work really, really hard and keep your nose clean, you probably can do pretty well.
Some sound insights. That's Torie Clarke, the author of A Survivor's Guide to Washington, How to Succeed Without Losing Your Soul. Thank you, Torie.
You're welcome.